Welcome back to the Emotional Support Club. As you can see, we're out today, and I want to talk about something that a lot of people struggle with after a breakup. And it's this thought that just keeps coming into your head over and over again. And that is, how did they move on so fast? So at this point, you probably see them posting on social media. Maybe you hear that they're talking to somebody new, or they just seem like they're totally fine. And here you are sitting there thinking and thinking and thinking on it. The thought comes into your head that I'm over here trying to hold it together and they're okay already. And that feeling can hurt. That feeling can hurt in a very specific way. That's because when you feel like that, it doesn't just feel like you lost them, it feels more like you didn't even matter to them. It's almost as if the relationship didn't mean as much to them as the relationship meant to you. And I think that is where a lot of people tend to get stuck. So for this video, I really want to slow that down for a second. I want to look at what's actually happening here. And I don't want to leave you guys wondering and left guessing like they did. So just because somebody looks okay on the outside doesn't mean that they've processed anything on the inside. You guys have to understand that people deal with emotions in very different ways, right? Some people sit with their feelings. They think about what happened to, them and the situation at hand, and they feel it. They actually go through it. They experience all the emotions, and that process hurts, but it's an honest one. Now, on the other hand, you have people who tend to avoid it, right? What you'll see they'll do is distract themselves. They jump into something new. They try to stay busy. They try not to think about it at all. And from the outside, it can look like they have moved on completely. And that's what they want you to think. But in reality, they just moved on from the feeling, but not the actual situation at hand. Meaning that they haven't actually processed what's happened yet. So you can't even take it personal. They've literally just found a way to not sit in it. And I need you guys to understand this. Whenever you're the one sitting with the pain, it's always going to feel like you're the one losing. It's always going to feel like you're the one who's behind. And it's always going to feel like they're ahead and you're just stuck where you're at. But healing doesn't actually work like that because there is no scoreboard. There's no timeline that you're supposed to be on, right? What you're doing when you sit with those emotions oof, is you're actually allowing your brain to process the experience properly, okay? You're learning from it. You're understanding it. You're slowly rebuilding yourself. And that takes time. All of this stuff is going to take time. And whoever gets in there first gets the head start. So I want you to think about something. If someone can go from being deeply connected to you to immediately acting like nothing happened at all, that doesn't mean that they're strong or invincible or any of that. Sometimes it just means that they don't know how to deal with what they're feeling. And instead of actually facing it, they run from it. Okay? So when you look at them and you think, how are they okay so fast? I want you guys to ask a different question. Are they actually okay or are they just avoiding it? Okay? Those are two very different things. And here's the part that is super important for you. Everyone is on a different timeline. Their timeline has nothing to do with your healing. And what they do next, who they talk to next, how they act next, none of that changes the process you're going through. And I know it's hard not to compare to that because that's really all you know and that's what you want. I know your mind is going to automatically go there as well. But every time you compare your healing to their behavior, you start pulling yourself out of your own process and you put the focus back on them, right? When really, this is the time where your focus needs to come back to you, if you think about it. So you're actually not behind. You're just going through it for real this time. You're actually brave for going through it the first time the real way. You're actually brave for actually feeling it. You're brave for processing it correctly. And that's what allows people to actually heal in a real way and not just look okay for a little while. All right? So, if you're in that place right now where it feels like they moved on faster than you, just know that what you're feeling is, of course, valid, but it doesn't mean what you think it means. It doesn't mean that you didn't matter, and it doesn't mean that they're doing better than you in some way. It just means that you're handling things differently, and I would say correctly. Right now, that is literally your only job, is to stay with the feeling, the emotions, and the things that you're going through and begin processing them and take it one day at a time. I need you guys to let your mind adjust, to let your emotions settle, and slowly rebuild your sense of self again. Okay. In the next video, we're going to talk about something that actually connects to this in like a super important way. So I want you guys to check that out. And that is why your mind keeps you playing the relationship over and over and over again, even when you're trying to move forward. So if you're going through this right now and you want to keep understanding what's happening inside of you, please consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video.